that surprised you, didn't it, chums? Well, of course it did. Well, it surprised me, of course, because we were told that this particular epic production, well, could be some time, even though we were all waiting, weren't we, after the spectacular, of course, arrival of Forever, whatever it was called, With Love, Meghan. As you know, I can never remember the titles of these shows because they keep switching and changing them so much, and I think that's part and parcel of the problem, as I say, with the former well-known as Meghan Markle. The branding is all over the place. She's the Duchess of Sussex. It's With Love, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Now it's Meghan Sussex. I can't keep up. So when this little news came through the wire today, you kind of think to yourself, wow, fascinating thing though about this, even though, you know, it was unexpected ever again, because now her sort of strategy is to not really warn people, put it out there and then just hope to garner all the front pages. Well, over here there are bigger problems, as one can imagine. The ongoing war with Ukraine and Russia, the battles with Sir Keir Starmer, you name it, we've got problems. And clearly they're not as big as Meghan Markle, who's trying to reinvent herself once again, after the flop, of course, of Archetypes. Now that was through Spotify, and she literally got labelled a grifter, if you remember, by the senior management team. Lemonade are apparently even more pleased with what she's delivered so far. This is, of course, a very much smaller brand. I truly wish them well, because it's not easy in this podcast climate. You're asking people to pay, download, whatever, and of course pay a lot of money to listen to people. You're trying to get an audience, and it's very, very difficult. Meghan's had one shot at this and proven not just once but twice now with television that she's not the most natural interviewer. But here's where it gets really interesting. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company. It's another night time here, waiting at another bus stop in the very heart of a rainy, wet, miserable London. Yes, so this news, of course, cheered people up. 8 episodes is what we can look forward to of Meghan Markle. Yes, again, one time revealing all on a podcast. Off the bus again now, chums. You can see it's a glamorous life in this job, can't you? Absolutely. Waiting for another bus now. Just like to keep you updated, you know that. One of the first guests that Meghan really wanted to get on board was none other than the Australian pop superstar that is the brilliant Kylie Minogue. Ostensibly really to talk about her wine range and how that's become a success alongside all the other branding outlets that she had. Sadly though, for Kylie fans, it appears that she couldn't squeeze it in because currently she's on a world tour with her revitalised Tension albums, doing great guns there. One person though that I can share with you that has recorded already with Meghan for a sit down is none other than this lady, Claire Waite-Keller. She of course created that now infamous wedding dress that Meghan wore as part of the Givenchy time with Claire's company. The one, you know, that the Queen basically said, white. I think a lot of people did, right? But Claire, of course, I've met her, a very nice lady, very successful, and should be an interesting conversation if Meghan can extract that from her. But here's the deal, what you don't know. This particular series, there's not just 8 episodes. They're doing the very similar thing that Netflix did. They have 12 so far. Whether all 12 ever make the cut remains to be seen. And what's interesting here is quite a diverse mix. But it should be a better attempt than Archetypes, and I genuinely do wish everybody well, because you don't want to go on your show and then really your story not be taken seriously. But moving forward, this is a very big moment for Meghan Markle, because the first episodes that go out in April, if they don't chart well, don't rate successfully, or indeed get decent ratings critics, then really it's simply the end of the line on yet another big adventure. You see how this works. For now, as I find out more, I'll share with you, as ever. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.